Hello, I'm Cori and I'm with the New Parent Support Program here at Hohenfels. And today I'm going to be taking you through some newborn gear. We have a lot of new moms who have a lot of questions about what exactly do I need, what's worth the price, what's not worth the price, tricks of the trade. So I'm here today to show you some of the stuff that I think, in my experience, is the most helpful. I have one daughter and I have one on the way, so I'm getting all of this stuff ready for myself as well. So let's get started. First, my biggest recommendation is footy pajamas. I liked footy pajamas with the zipper, okay? Because for example, when you're up in the middle of the night and your little one needs a diaper change and you've got all these crazy snaps in all these different directions and you're like bleary-eyed because it's the second time you've been up in a 4-hour period and you're like, I don't understand what's happening here. Yeah, these things are rough. So this was just a lot easier to just zip, get them back ready, get them back down, or whatever you got to do. So I recommend these also for daytime because the feet are covered. Okay, these little babies, if you put these little tiny socks on them, which are adorable, they will fall off 480 times a day. Okay, so while these are very cute, I just found this a lot easier to just keep it on them. Now also, if you want to have them in their cute little outfit and stuff, they make pants with feet on them. So you can still dress them in cute outfits and not just have them in pajamas all day, which there's nothing wrong with having them dressed in these. These are pretty cute too. But I like these a lot also. I found them on Amazon. I think I got these at H&M. These are pretty great though. Another thing about the footy pajamas, I don't have an example of this, but they make ones for when they're really itty bitty, like in newborn size. They make ones that fold over the arms at the cuffs. Now, when your newborn is born, they may have nails, and they will likely have nails that might be sharp, and it can be kind of nerve-wracking to clip them. So in the meantime, you can just fold them over so that they don't scratch their face. Their hands can get really wild sometimes, and they end up scratching themselves. They do sell these to cover their hands, but much like socks, you lose them in 5 seconds. So these were kind of useless for us as well. So I'm planning on getting a lot more of cuffs, and they sell the long sleeve onesies with the cuffs on the ends for tiny babies. So those are my recommendations on clothes. Also, a thing that I didn't realize when I was a first-time mom was how warm you need to keep babies. You want them to have an extra layer more than what you are wearing. So like right now, I would want my baby to be wearing something as heavy as this. I'm wearing pants, so pants and socks, but then also a hat or a blanket. They need one more layer. And at night, my baby needed to sleep with a hat because it's very warm in our bellies. So when they transition to the outside, they're like, it's cold out here. So I didn't really realize how much we would need hats until she was born. And I was like, wow, I'm really glad we have these hats. So grab a pack of hats. Let's see what else. Okay, another thing that I learned pretty quickly was that while these swaddle contraptions are very handy, the ones that are like this, that Velcro, are very loud in the middle of the night, and when you know that your baby needs a diaper change and it's asleep and you're really trying not to wake it up, but it's all swaddled up in this big loud thing, that can be a pain. So we didn't get much use out of this one. They sell ones with zippers that we're planning on trying next time, but for us with our first daughter, we just stuck with good old-fashioned swaddling. This was kind of nice because as she grew bigger, we didn't have to keep buying different sizes of things. We just learned how to swaddle the old-fashioned way, and that's how we did it. So I might get a couple of zipper ones to see if it's worth it, but you know, this is the game plan for now. Let's see, another thing that I found pretty interesting when I was a new mom was it sounds silly, but I didn't realize how you would have to put the baby somewhere every single time you go to do something. So when I would be trying to take a shower, if nobody's home, I got to put the baby somewhere, and I preferred to have her close to me so I could see her. So I recommend having something smaller that you can kind of tote around the house with you. You know, you can bring this into different rooms as you're doing things so that you don't have to have a big baby contraption in every room. You can just kind of easily carry this around and put it where it needs to go. It bounces, it vibrates, you know. I'm not saying this specific one, but something small and easy to carry around. Next, another thing that I recommend is I've had some moms ask me about car seats and whether it's worth it to get the click-in bucket one like this. And my opinion is yes, it's definitely worth it. If you finally get that newborn or tiny baby to sleep and you have to go into the store or you have to go into the doctor's or wherever, and you really don't want to move it, it is worth the extra money to spend on this to use for 6 to 8 months, depending on how big your baby is. It's really worth it. Because I would hate to have that sleeping baby and have to take it out and it wakes up. No. Another tip on car seats that we found very helpful was we found it worth it to buy an extra click-in system for my husband's car so that we didn't have to fully undo everything if we were going to be riding in his car. It was just an easy click, click. You can buy just this piece separately. Most bucket car seats will come with one, and you only need to buy one more. Okay. The last thing about car seats, this isn't a necessity, but we liked it. We preferred just a simple mirror so that you can see the baby in the back seat. We had one that had like bells and whistles and music and a remote and all this stuff, and half the time it wouldn't work and it was too much going on and it was just kind of a bulky waste. So we ended up really liking just a simple mirror so we could see the baby. Much easier. Plan on doing that again. My next tip is if you are buying covers for things or sheets or anything like that, get at least 3. So if you plan on having a changing table, get 3 separate covers. Okay, you could have one on there and then the baby spits up. So then you change it and then you put the next one on there and then, oh my goodness, it's a poop explosion. So then you want to put the next one on there. So I have at least 3. Trust me, you will go through them and you will be glad you have at least 3 so you have time to get them washed. The same goes for bedding sheets, okay? For us, we had our daughter sleep in the bassinet setting of a pack and play, and we bought a mattress for it so that it was just a little more comfortable for her. You can buy a firm, safe mattress that goes in the top of it, and they sell sheets for it. So we made sure that we had at least 3 sheets for this because of the same exact situation. One minute they're spit up and this one's done, and then the next minute, oh my goodness, there's a poop explosion, so this one's done, and then it's the middle of the night and you don't have any more sheets. You want to have plenty of sheets. Okay? And let's see, another tip. We found these towel hoodie things very cute, but not very practical. They're very thin, and I mean, we have them and they're cute, and if somebody buys them for you, sure, but you don't really need to make sure you have these. A regular towel is much more fluffy and perfectly fine. This was kind of, I don't know, you don't really need it, in my opinion. Also, let's see what's left. I personally loved having the boppy. I breastfed my daughter, and this was just so easy to just stick right here, get her set up. It became a routine real quick. I found this as a godsend. I really think it's worth it over just using like a couch pillow or something like that. But it's personal preference. You know, this is purely, I just loved having this. And I also was very glad that I had at least 2 to 3 covers for my boppy for the same reasons that I said before. They can get dirty pretty quick. Let's see. Also, burp cloths. I've mentioned quite a bit. The baby spits up quite a bit in the beginning. Some new moms might go ahead and grab just your classic pack of Gerber burp cloths, but what I found that I liked a lot better for this was just a pre-fold for cloth diapers. We did cloth diaper my daughter, and I got a recommendation from another mom to try using this, and it was so much better. It's so much more absorbent. You can just stick it here if you're burping the baby, or just to grab, or if they spit up on your clothes, it soaks it up pretty well. I just liked these a lot more. These felt pretty thin and just kind of went through them pretty quickly, and these I highly recommend. Any brand, it doesn't matter. Let's see, what's left? Finally, I have a couple of recommendations on books. For the brand new baby stage, you can start reading to your baby right away, and we recommend it. It's great for their language development. You can also talk to them all day long. Nobody's gonna think you're crazy, or if they do, forget it, because it's good for them. Talk to them all day, read to them. But I do recommend a board book instead of a paper book, because the next thing you know, their little hand is just gonna yank it, and then the book's ruined. So stick with the board books in the beginning. And finally, more often than not, newborns have a rough time figuring out the sleep situation. Sometimes you get a unicorn who just knows how to sleep, and it's wonderful. I recommend before the baby's born, reading some book about newborn sleep and having a game plan and having an idea of how you'll handle it when the baby's born. This is one that we recommend here at the Hohenfels New Parent Support Program. We have these, and we can give you one for free. We also have a DVD that we can loan you, so you can watch and see how to help soothe the newborn. But maybe this one isn't your cup of tea, though. There's plenty of other ones, and we'd be happy to recommend more. If you have any other questions, please reach out to us. Let's see, did I get everything? I did, yes. If you have any more questions, please reach out to us. We're happy to help you, okay? This is what we're here for, all right? Okay, and let me know if there's any other videos or questions you have about newborns or different phases in the baby's life. All right, thank you, everybody.